Okay, so hello, grade 9. Welcome to our next lesson. So today we will dive into the next law of motion, the second law of motion. Are you excited? You should be. I am Sir Wawi, your ever curious science buddy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you'll always be updated with our upcoming science lessons. All right, let's begin. So, like what I've said, our topic this day is about the law of acceleration or the second law of motion. Okay, so I hope that you learn or you already master the first law of motion, the law of inertia. Okay, this time we will extend our knowledge into the next law of motion. Okay, so for the learning competency, demonstrate in practical situations and describe that acceleration is a change in speed and direction as the result of a net force. Investigate the relationship among force, acceleration, and mass. So, napaka-basic na ito sa inyo grade 9, ano? So, kasi sa grade 8, you already encounter the concept of acceleration. So, we already discussed what acceleration is. So, hindi na kayo mahihirapan. Hindi na kayo mahihirapan na intindihin palalo kung ano yung acceleration. We will deepen your understanding about acceleration. Okay? So, sige. So, for the learning objectives, describe acceleration as a change in speed and direction resulting from a net force. Second, recognize that net force applied to an object determines the magnitude and direction of its acceleration. Number three, identify forces that led to acceleration in different situations. Engage in group activities to experiment or simulate scenarios illustrating the principles of acceleration, net force, and mass. Dito naman sa number 4 objective, it's optional. If you have an internet connection, you can still, what do you call this? You can browse the website or the online laboratory to simulate uh, and understand what law of acceleration is. Ano? And number 5, identify the relationship between acceleration and net force applied on a constant mass. Okay, and number 6, identify the relationship between acceleration and mass when applying a constant force. And the number 7, express verbally and mathematically the relationships among acceleration, net force, and mass. Ayun, nakita natin mathematically. So, expected na may problem solving tayo dito. Ano? And number 8, solve problems involving acceleration, net force, and mass using appropriate formulas and units. Okay? So, are you excited? Okay. So, excited naman kayo. Ano? So, for a quick recall, questions, what is motion? Again, okay, correct. Okay, so when we say motion is the change in position of an object over time, so you can easily tell or say that an object is in motion when its position changes. Ano? Okay, kita naman natin pag gumagalaw, okay, one of the distinct, okay, or observable, uh, what do you call it? Observable factor, okay, for us to tell that it move is that its position changes. Ano? Sige. What about this one? What is the difference between speed and velocity? Okay, so napakaidali naman. Okay, when it comes to its classification, speed is a scalar quantity while velocity is a vector quantity. Ano? And okay, to understand it more, okay, or for to refresh, okay, your understanding about speed and velocity. So speed is how fast an object is. Tinatanong lang niya at sinasagot kung gaano kabilis yung isang object. Okay, habang gumagalaw. While velocity is speed with direction. How fast, okay, at kung saan papunta. Okay, meron siyang, okay, magnitude and direction. Okay, when I say magnitude and direction, nandun sa vector quantity. Kasi ang scalar natin, the speed, it only describes the magnitude. Okay, when we say magnitude, it refers to the numerical value. Let's say 2 meter per second. Okay. Yung tinutukoy lang doon ay yung 2 meter per second, the magnitude, numerical. While in velocity, let's say 2 meter per second to the right or 2 meter per second west. Merong direction. May magnitude and then may direction. Okay. So, hindi ko na yan i-elaborate kasi grade 8 pa naman yan. Alam nyo na yan. Next. Okay. What is acceleration? Sige nga, ano nga yung acceleration? This is the very first lesson in grade 8, quarter 4. Ano? So, fresh na fresh pa ito sa inyo. Sige nga. Okay. So, acceleration is the change in velocity of an object. It can speed up, okay, slow down, or change direction. So, in a very short definition, nasagot na, acceleration is the change in velocity. But it doesn't mean na ito lang lagi ay yung puro increasing. Okay. No, sabi dyan, it can speed up. Okay, we can say that an object is accelerating if the object speeds up, bumilis. From mabagal, bumilis. It change. Its velocity changes. From mabagal to mabilis. Speeds up. Okay, or slow down. From mabilis to mabagal. Nagbago ba yung velocity? Yes, nagbago kasi from mabilis to mabagal, slow down. Do you think that the object accelerates? Yes, nag-accelerate pa din. Though bumagal siya, pero nag-change pa din yung acceleration niya. Okay. Or yung velocity rather, it's acceleration pa din. Sir, nag-change yung direction. Okay. Nag-change yung direction, it's acceleration din. Okay, tatandaan natin. Ay, pumunta sa right, left. Okay. So, tandaan lagi na ang acceleration is the change in velocity. It can speed up, slow down, or change direction. So, when an object speeds up, what happens to its motion? Pag ang object bumilis, ano yung nangyayari sa motion ng object? Okay, when an object speeds up, its motion accelerates. Its velocity increases over time. Natural na pag nag-speed up yung isang object, okay, yung kanyang velocity will increase. Okay, ano? Increase. Okay, and is acceleration only about speeding up? Yung acceleration ba is only or only describe those object that speeds up? Okay, yun lang ba? Okay, the answer is no. Tandaan natin, acceleration is any change in velocity, which includes speeding up, slowing down, or changing direction. Tatandaan natin. Ano? Can an object accelerate even if it is slowing down? Kahit ba nagbumagal ang isang object? Oo na, nasagot na natin yan. Yes, slowing down is also acceleration, pero may right term doon. Pag nag-slow down yung isang bagay, we can also say that the object decelerate or it is an example of deceleration. Pero it's acceleration pa din, na. So, sige. Ayan. So, for our first activity, activity number 1, effect of balanced and unbalanced forces on object state of motion. For the objective, describe the acceleration is due to external net force experienced by the object. So meron tayong turn on the battery-operated car allowed to move on the following surfaces: a level surface, going up and an inclined plane, or going down an inclined plane. Then draw the forces experienced by the toy car. Tie a string on the left front side of the toy car while holding the end of the string. Turn the toy car again. Turn the toy car again. Observe the motion of the toy car. And number 4, while the car is still moving, release the string. Observe again what happened to the toy car's motion. So ito yon. So describe that acceleration is due to external net force experience by the object. Tatandaan lang daw natin na yung acceleration is dahil doon sa external force na meron or na-experience ng object. Yung external force is the unbalanced force or the applied force which is experienced by the object. Ano? Okay, so the first procedure, turn on the battery-operated car. And then, turn natin, allow to move on the following surfaces. Yung unang surface, papagulungin natin siya sa level surface or horizontal plane. Ano? Okay, hindi siya gumalaw. Okay, ayan, papagulungin lang natin yung car in a level surface. Okay, tatandaan natin na papagulungin lang natin siya diyan sa level surface. Pangalawa na procedure. Turn on the battery-operated car allowed to move on the following surfaces going up on an inclined plane. Pataas naman. Okay, ano? Pataas. Okay, tatandaan natin ha, pataas siya. Kung anong mangyayari. And then, turn on the battery-operated car allowed to move on the following surface going down. Going down naman, pababa. Okay. So, draw the forces act experienced by the toy car. Tie a string on the left front side of the toy car while holding the end of the string. Turn the toy car again. Turn the toy car again. Observe the motion of the toy car. While the car is still moving, release the string and then observe again what happened to the toy car's motion. Okay, so yun lamang po ano. Okay, so ito lang yung naiiba sa yung sa ating activity yung pangatlo. Meron kasi ditong tie a string on the left front. Merong nakatali ano sa na string dun sa left front ng object. Okay. And then while holding the end of the string, bubuksan natin yung toy car and then observe. Pag hinahawakan natin yung tali, tuloy-tuloy kaya yon. So, yun ang ating gagawin. You will be guided by your teacher while doing this activity. Ano? Okay, so for the guide question, what are the forces acting on the toy car? Okay, what are the forces acting on the toy car when it is balanced and unbalanced? Kailan natin siya masasabing mayroong balance and unbalanced forces? Yung toy car. Pag-balance when the toy car moves at constant speed or stays still. Halimbawa na yung toy car is nasa at rest pa, balance pa yung ating forces na meron doon. Okay, pero kapag tumakbo na yung toy car in a constant speed, same yung speed niya, okay, balance pa din. How can we say that it is unbalanced yung sa toy car? When the car speeds up, pag bumilis yung toy car, okay, it's unbalanced. Pag bumagal yung toy car, it's unbalanced. Kapag ito yung nag-change ng direction, it's unbalanced. Okay? When is the toy car changing speed and direction or both? Kailan naman? Kailan naman yan? When moving up, okay, nag-change siya ng speed, di ba? Nung tumaas. Or going down, okay, pababa naman, di ba? Pag moving up, from mabilis to mabagal. Pag going down, from mabagal to mabilis. Ano? Okay. So, when the string is pulled or released, nung ating hinila, okay, yung string, and then na-release natin, possible mag-change yung direction ng car. Okay, kaya na po, halimbawa, pinaandar natin yung toy car, and then hawak natin yung string, pinuhinila natin. Siyempre, pag hinila mo, may force kang in-apply, possible yung toy car bumalik or mag-iba yung direction. Hindi na siya tuloy-tuloy. Okay. Next. Are the forces acting on the toy car balanced or unbalanced when accelerating? Pag nag-accelerate ang isang bagay or yung toy car, it's unbalanced naturally. Ano? So, it's unbalanced. Acceleration happens only when there is a net force. Tatandaan natin. Okay. So, ang acceleration lang, mga anak, nangyayari siya pag may net force. So, kung yung takbo ng toy car is constant, walang acceleration doon kasi walang net force kasi yung force ay balance. Pag balance yung force, the net force is zero. Tatandaan natin. Okay, pag constant speed tumatakbo, nakatigil yung toy car, ang kaniyang net force ay zero pag balance force. So naturally dito, unbalanced. Okay, so are the forces acting on the toy car balanced or unbalanced? It's unbalanced when accelerating. So, what generalization can you make about acceleration and forces? Ano yung masasabi natin sa acceleration and force naman? Okay? So acceleration occurs whenever a net force, okay, unbalance, okay, acts on an object. Tatandaan lang natin na ang acceleration lagi or mangyayari lamang kapag may unbalanced force or may net force. Tatandaan natin. Let's say, yung nakatigil na mga sasakyan sa parking lot, may acceleration ba yan? Wala kasi atras siya. Still, ang force nun, balance. Yung tumatakbo na car sa kalsada, constant, hindi nagbabago yung velocity. Okay. Meron, unbalanced ba or may acceleration ba doon? Wala, kasi constant yung kanyang takbo. Paano pag bumilis, bumagal, may acceleration ba? Yes. Paano pag nag-change ang direction, may acceleration ba? Yes. So hopefully you already master what acceleration is. Ano ko or ano ba ang acceleration. Yun lang naman ang ipinaparealize sa inyo kung ano yung acceleration. Okay, kapag bumagal, bumilis, nag-iba yung direction, okay, it's acceleration. Kailan nangyayari ang isang acceleration? Kapag may unbalanced force, kapag may net force. Okay, nagigets? Yun lang naman yung pinaparealize sa inyo. Okay, so an object accelerates only when unbalanced or net force act on it. The greater the net force or the smaller the mass, the greater the acceleration. Okay, tatandaan natin, balance forces on the other hand do not change the object's motion. Okay. Next. Okay, so ito namang Antwood machine, pwede namang hindi ito ipagawa, ano? Pwede nang, it's optional activity, ha? Optional. Ito naman, next, unscramble or unlocking vocabulary. So at the end of the activity, students should be able to identify and understand key terms related to acceleration and force. Okay, sige nga, unscramble natin is the result of acting on the body. Ano yung red natin? It's correct. Acceleration is the result of net force acting on the body. Okay, next. To determine the objects. Okay, what's the answer? Acceleration, you need to know the initial and final velocity over time. So, hindi ko na to elaborate kasi it is the formula or equation that you use when you are in grade 8, especially when we are doing the problem-solving activity. Naaalala pa din ano yung formula ng acceleration? Hopefully. Okay, next. Ayan. So, next one. What's this? The red one? Balance force occurs when net force is zero. Tatandaan natin, kailan natin masasabing balance yung force kapag ang net force ay zero. Okay. Next. Okay, what's this? Unbalanced force produces, okay, acceleration. Okay. So, dito naman, okay, activity number 4, detecting acceleration and forces. Okay, identify the presence of acceleration using an improvised accelerometer. So, ito naman ay optional activity. Pwedeng hindi ito ipagawa kung wala namang hindi available yung device. Ano? Ayan. So, dito naman, acceleration, force, and mass exploration. Okay, so ito naman. At the end of the activity, students should be able to describe the relationship among force, mass, and acceleration. Ano kayong relationship ng force, mass, and acceleration? That's the highlight of our discussion. Tatandaan yung tatlo. Force, mass, acceleration. Again, force, mass, acceleration. You have to remember the three words. Okay, yun yung ating word of the day today. Okay, three words naman siya, no? So, sige. Acceleration, force, and mass. So, observe the situations illustrated below. Tandaan, the same force is applied in each case. So, let's say, yung force na ina-apply ko is 100 Newton. 100 Newton. Pare-parehas. This is letter A, B, C, and D. Yung at letter A, yung may box lang. Yung B is yung two box. Yung C is yung two box and then merong babae. And then yung last is may two box and then malaking lalaki. Okay. So, titingnan natin yung ating observe din nyo kung ano yung mangyayari sa bawat situation na the same force is applied. Ano yung napansin nyo sa bawat situation? Iba-iba yung bigat, ano? Okay, sino yung pinakamagaan or alin yung pinakamagaan? Yung letter A, ano yung isang box? Sunod is yung B, C, and D. Okay, so you already observed the situation. Sige, these are the questions. So, in which case will the object accelerate? Do you think na lahat ng object ay gagalaw kapag nag-apply tayo ng force diyan? Yes, gagalaw ano? Okay. So, pag gumalaw yan, I think it's the object accelerate. Kasi from a stress, nag-change yung kanyang velocity. Ano? Okay, so sige. Rank the acceleration from smallest to largest. Alin naman yung may pinaka maliit lamang or pinakamabagal yung acceleration or takbo niya to largest. It's letter, ano paano natin i-arrange yun? Yung pinakamabagal. Siyempre, ang mauuna, yung pinakamabagal is letter D, C, B, and A. Yun yung pinakamabagal. Ano? Okay. Tama ba ang sagot ninyo? Sige. What did you consider in your ranking? Ano yung kinonsider natin para ma-rank natin yung pinakamabagal sa pinakamabilis? Same force yung in-apply natin, 100 Newton. Okay, ano yung kinonsider natin? Bakit yung nasabing yung letter D yung pinakamabagal? Okay, ano yung kinonsider natin? Nagsisimula sa M. Da? Mass. Okay, so yun yung ating kinonsider. Ano yung mass ng object? The mass of the object being pushed. So sa pagbigat ng object, pagbagal ng acceleration, nakakaapekto pala ang mass sa acceleration. Ano? Same force yung in-apply mo. So ibig sabihin, kung mabigat yung object, bumagal. Pero pag magaan yung object, mabilis, di ka? Okay, nakakaapekto pala yung mass sa bilis. Okay, yun ang tatandaan natin. What are the quantities presented in these situations? How are they related? So force, yun yung exerted by the man, yun yung in-exert natin na force, 100 Newton. Mass of the object, push, iba-iba yung mass. Mas mabigat yung letter D. Acceleration of the object's push, iba-iba din yung acceleration because of the mass of the object. Ayan. So, next naman, observe the situation illustrated below. Okay, different forces are applied in each case. Kanina, same force yung ina-applied natin, pero iba-iba yung mass. Pero ngayon, ang parehas na ay mass, pero iba't ibang force yung ina-apply natin. Okay, isang box lang, para parehas na box. Sa letter A dito, let's say letter A, 150 Newton, letter B, 250, letter C, 350, and letter D, 450. So dito, iba't iba yung puwersa na in-apply mo, pero yung object same, yung bigat. Okay. Same yung bigat ng bawat object, pero iba't ibang puwersa yung in-apply mo. Alin yung may pinakamalakas na force? Yung letter D, 450 Newton. Okay. So, ang question, in which case will the object accelerate? Saan dito sa mga object that saan sa mga situation na yan, gagalaw ang object or mag-accelerate? In all cases, kasi nag-apply tayo ng force A. Okay. So, rank the acceleration from smallest to largest. Alin yung may pinakamabagal ang acceleration dito? Siyempre, ang ating pinakamabagal ay letter A, letter B, letter C, and pinakamabilis yung letter D. Ano? So, tama ba kayo? So, what did you consider in your ranking? Paano natin kinonsider yung pinakamabagal sa pinakamabilis? Siyempre, we consider the amount of force. So, paglakas ng force, pagbilis ng object. Okay. 'Di ka? Paglakas ng force, pagbilis ng object. So, what are the quantities presented in this situation? Ano yung mga quantities? Yung force, yung inexert na force ng man, the mass of the object, and then yung acceleration. Those are the quantities present in the situations. Okay. Next, remember, all object will accelerate when a net force is applied. Tatandaan natin ng isang object, okay, ay gagalaw kapag nag-apply tayo ng net force or pag may net force, showing that force is necessary for changes in motion. It only shows that force is really necessary for an object to change its motion. Ano? So, acceleration depends on both force and mass. Ang acceleration pala, nakadepende mga anak sa force and mass. Diga? Pagbigat ng object, pagbagal ng acceleration. Pero, paggaan ng object, pagbilis ng acceleration. Pag malaki yung in-apply mong force, mabilis yung acceleration. Pero pag konti lang yung in-apply mong force, mabagal yung acceleration. Nakukuha? Nakukuha ba? Okay, so tandaan natin, greater force. Greater force yung in-apply mo, produces greater acceleration. While greater mass, mabigat, results in smaller acceleration. Okay, so the direction and magnitude of acceleration are determined by the net force acting on the object. Okay, yung direction natin and the magnitude, the value of acceleration depend on the net force of the object. Okay. Sige, ito naman ay okay lang na kahit hindi na kung walang internet connection kayo sa school, pwede nang hindi ito ipagawa kasi na-explain natin naman. Ano, so pag gawa nyo pa ito, magiging redundant lang din. Kung meron lang naman kayong time pa, pwede nyo itong ipagawa. Okay? Sige. Skip na lang natin 'tong activity na 'to, ha? Okay, so sige, proceed na tayo. Net force and acceleration. So, skip tayo dito. Okay, ayan. So, proceed na tayo dito. Kung may internet lang kayo sa school, pwede niyo yung ipagawa ha, sa mga bata yung PET simulation. Yun naman ay maa-access ng bata as long as may data sila. So, activity number 10, paper frog race, exploring force, mass, and acceleration. Ito na mga anak, yung exciting part actually. Dito na ninyo magigets talaga yung ating law of acceleration. Okay, so to demonstrate how mass affects acceleration when the same force is applied, mga mamansur pa din yung padalihin ng mga bata ng palaka dito ha. Hindi yung tunay na palaka. Sabi dito, prepare two paper frogs made of different materials. Yung isa ay thin paper and yung isa naman ay thick paper. Make sure na talagang makapal yung isa and yung isa ay manipis na papel lamang. So, gagawa sila ng paper frog. So, blow equal force. Same force dapat yung i-apply natin in both frogs and observe their movement. Compare their motion to understand the effect of mass on acceleration. Okay, so dito yung procedure. Paper frag experiment. So, prepare two paper frags, one made of thin paper and the other is made of thicker paper or cardboard. Place both frags on flat surface and position them at the same starting line. Tapos i-blow natin. Blow the same amount of force. Kailangan yung hangin ha ay same lang din. Yung force na i-apply mo in both frags and observe which one moves farther and faster. I-observe natin after ma-blow natin, mahipan, kung saan doon sa dalawang frog yung mabilis yung acceleration, or yung malayo yung mararating. Okay, so which paper frog move farther and how does its mass affect its acceleration when the same force is applied? Sa tingin ninyo, alin yung tatalbog ng mabilis? Yung mabigat na frog, thick paper, or yung thin paper? Correct. The thinner paper frog move farther because it has less mass, so it accelerates more. So in our previous activity, pagbigat, pagbagal ng acceleration. So doon sa dalawa, yung magaan na paper frog, yun talaga yung mag-a-accelerate ng mabilis. Next, how did applying the same amount of force result in different motion between the two frogs? Okay, the frog with less mass move faster and farther, while the heavier frog move less. What can you conclude about the relationship between force, mass, and acceleration based on the activity? So, based on the activity, acceleration increases with greater force. Okay, and decreases with greater mass. Okay, yun lamang. Paglakas ng ating in-apply na pwersa, ay di pagbilis ng acceleration. Pagbigat ng object, pagbagal ng acceleration. Okay, so this is the pre-body diagram of the paper frog at rest. Nung nakatigil pa yung ating mga frog, yung dalawang frog, ito yung kanilang free body diagram. Okay, may normal force and gravitational force. Balance. Okay, kasi at rest balance, the net force is 0. Okay, nung gumalaw na yung paper frog, hinipan ninyo, okay, yung normal force and then the balance force, nagkaroon siya ng applied force. This is the force you applied, yung hangin. And then may frictional force. Okay, sa table naman. Okay, and the paper frog. So dito pa lang kita natin that the force is unbalanced. And do you think that there is an acceleration here? Yes. Okay. Ayan, your idea. When you applied greater force, pag nag-apply tayo ng malakas na pwersa, the net force became greater as well, and vice versa. As a result, the paper frogs move farther and faster. Kapag nag-apply tayo ng pwersa na malakas, okay, yun talaga, magkakaroon tayo ng increase in acceleration. That's why the paper frog move farther and faster. Okay, the paper frogs have greater acceleration when there is a greater force. Magkakaroon ng greater acceleration. Halimbawa, okay, nilakasan mo pa yung hangin na binom mo. Sa tingin mo, mas lalayo pa kaya yung frog? Yes. Okay. Next, acceleration is the rate of change in velocity. Tatandaan lang natin. Acceleration of a body is directly proportional to force. Okay. When I say directly proportional, mga anak, directly proportional, ibig sabihin, okay, Pagtaas ng force, pagtaas ng acceleration. Pagbaba ng force, pagbaba ng acceleration. Nakuha, ulitin ko, directly proportional. Okay, pagtaas ng force, pagtaas ng acceleration. Pagbaba ng force, pagbaba ng acceleration. Same yung pinupuntahan nila. Ano, pag tumaas yung isa, tataas yung isa. Pag bumaba yung isa, bababa yung isa. So, greater acceleration, greater force, less acceleration, less force. Directly proportional. Okay. Next. Okay, ayan. Ayan, so mass. Mass is the measure of the amount of matter in an object, bigat. Lighter frag will move faster and farther, yung kanina natin. Okay, acceleration of a body is inversely proportional to its mass. Kung yung ating force is directly, yung ating mass naman ay inversely proportional to its acceleration. Ano? Yung mass natin ay inversely proportional to its acceleration. So, pagtaas ng mass, pagbagal ng acceleration. Pagbaba ng mass, pagbilis ng acceleration. Dito, tataas yung isa, bababa yung isa. Kanina, tataas yung isa, tataas din. Bababa, bababa din. Ngayon naman, inversely, tataas yung isa, bababa yung isa. Pagtaas ng mass, pagbaba ng acceleration. Pagbaba ng mass, okay, pagtaas ng acceleration. Nakukuha? Sige. Lesser mass means greater acceleration. Greater mass means lesser acceleration. Ano? Okay. Sige, inversely proportional. So, this is the equation. Okay. So, ang basa natin dun sa A, okay, and F is acceleration is directly proportional. Yung nandito naman is acceleration is inversely proportional to its mass. Okay, pag pinagsama natin, okay, process. Okay, so this one, acceleration of a body is directly proportional to force and inversely proportional to its mass. Okay, so we can get this one. Okay, and to simplify, this will be the equation for acceleration. Okay, acceleration is equal to force over mass or divided by mass. Tandaan natin yung formula ha. Acceleration is defined as any change in an object's velocity, which includes both speed and direction over time. In practical situations, this velocity change can result from applying an unbalanced net force on the object. The law of acceleration states that acceleration of an object is directly proportional to the net force, directly proportional to force acting on it, and inversely proportional to its mass. The greater the force applied to an object, the greater its acceleration. The greater the object's mass, the less its acceleration will be for the same force. Okay. The change in velocity or acceleration of an object is directly proportional to the net force acting on it and inversely proportional to its mass. Okay pa. Naulit lang din. So for our next activity, application of Newton's law of acceleration, solve problems involving acceleration, net force, and mass using appropriate formulas and units. Okay, so remember mga anak, okay, the unit for acceleration is meter per second squared. Ano po ulit? Meter per second squared. Ano po ulit? Meter per second squared for acceleration. Okay. Sige. So, in solving a problem, yung ating old, what do you call this? Old step, the given. Okay, hanapin natin yung required, the formula, solution, and answer. Again, 5-step yon. Given, required, okay, formula, solution, and answer. So, let's start with the given. Ano? So, let's read first the problem. Consider a 40 kilogram cement block pulled sideways with a net force of 200 Newton. Show that its acceleration is 5 meter per second squared. So, paano natin maipapakita na yung acceleration ay 5 meter per second squared? So, isosolve natin ito. Okay, ano? So, meron daw 40 kilogram yung bigat ng cement block. Tapos, hinila sideways. Hinila na ang in-exert mo na force ay 200 Newton. Kapatunayan natin na yung acceleration ay 5 meter per second squared. Ano? So given, this will be the given, the mass. Siyempre, hindi natin isusulat yung required muna, yung acceleration. Yung required ano. And then the formula, acceleration is equal to force divided by mass. Substitute. Okay, ano po yung value ng force? 200 Newton. The value of mass, 40 kilograms. So you have to divide it. 200 Newton divided by 40 kilogram is equal to, correct, it's 5 meter per second squared. So tama ba na yung ating acceleration ay 5 meter per second squared? Tama. Okay. So what is the acceleration of a 1,500 kilogram car if 4,500 Newton force is applied by its tire on the road? Okay, so tingnan natin. Ano? So given mo na, mass is 1,500 kilogram, force is 4,500 Newton. Required is acceleration, and then the formula, acceleration is equal to force divided by mass. Okay, so you have to substitute the value 4,500 Newton divided by 1,500 kilogram is equal to, okay, 3 meter per second squared. Tama ba kayo? So next problem, a 40 kilogram boy pushes a grocery cart. If the boy can push it with 300 Newton force and accelerates 1.5 meter per second squared, what is the mass of the grocery cart? Actually, nahihirapan ako magsalita because ng brace ko. Natanggalan ako ng bracket sa dulo. So anyway, share ko lang. Okay, share ko lang SKL. Yan, so given, ito yung mass natin, mass of the boy, 40 kilogram. And then force, 300 Newton. Acceleration is 1.5 meter per second squared. Sabi dito, what is the mass of the grocery cart? Yun ang tinatanong. Gaano kabigat yung grocery cart? So this is the required, the mass of the cart. So for the equation, isusolve muna natin yung, okay, force. Okay, ano, force is equal to mass times acceleration. So dito, force is equal to, syempre pagsasamahin natin yung mass, okay, nung cart at nung boy. Okay, so mass of the boy plus mass of the cart times acceleration. So dito solution natin, mass of 300 Newton is the value of the force. Substitute lang tayo. Then yung mass of the boy, 40 kilogram. Wala po, unknown yung mass of the cart. Times 1.5 meter per second squared. Okay, and then next is 300 Newton. Okay, yung ating 1.5. Saan po natin nakuha yung 1.5 natin? That's the acceleration. Okay, and then 40 plus. Okay, mass of the cart. Wala pong value pa yung cart, ano, unknown. So, 300 divided by 1.5 is 200 is equal to 40 plus mass of the cart. And then, okay, so ilalipat lang natin. Mass of the cart is equal to 200 minus 40. Okay, so the answer is 160 kilograms. So the mass of the cart is 160 kilogram. Ganyan lang kadali. Okay, pero hindi ako magbibigay ng problem na ganito sa test. Okay, so use the table below to answer the following question. The table shows the acceleration produced by applying different forces on at 25 kilogram object. Assuming the same pattern continues, predict what force is needed to accelerate it to 13.5 meter per second squared. So, ang tinatanong naman dito is force. Ano? So, ang given natin is mass, 25 kilogram. The acceleration is 13.5 meter per second squared. Ang required natin is force. Okay, our formula, force is equal to mass times acceleration. So, substitute. Ayan, we just have to multiply the two value and then we can get 325 times 13.5 is equal to 337.5 Newton. Tama ba kayo? Okay, so what is the relationship between mass and acceleration? Again, correct. Acceleration is inversely proportional to mass. As mass increases, acceleration decreases if the force is constant. What is the relationship between net force and acceleration? So acceleration is directly proportional to the net force. As net force increase, acceleration also increases. Okay, so what is the mathematical representation of the acceleration, mass, and net force? Correct. Force is equal to mass times acceleration. From the mathematical representation, state Newton's second law of motion. Ano nga ang second law of motion? An object acceleration is directly proportional to the net force acting on it and inversely proportional to its mass. Remember that. So acceleration is the rate of change of velocity of an object due to an applied force. So the formula of acceleration, force is equal to mass times acceleration, or acceleration is equal to force divided by mass, showing that acceleration is directly proportional to force and inversely proportional to mass. Okay, so remember the unit for acceleration is always meters per second squared. Ayan. So, let's proceed in our formative assessment. Makadali lang naman to. So, this assessment evaluates learners' understanding of the law of acceleration. So, analyze the different scenarios below. Be ready to explain the answer in front of the class. So, sample problem number 1. In both cases, an applied force of 100 Newton accelerates the 100 Newton block. Yung ating 100 Newton block is the weight of the block. In which case is the acceleration greater? So dito sa first case natin, may 100 Newton block habang hinihila ng another 100 Newton block. Okay. So pangalawa naman is 100 Newton block, and then hindi po block yung humihila sa kanya kundi kamay na nag-exert ng 100 Newton force. Okay. So dito, alin ang mas mabilis? Letter A or B? Correct. The answer is letter B. Ano? So, the one block system, yung isa lang block. Bakit? Doon sa one block system, 100 Newton yung kabila, 100 Newton din yung nasa ano. Nagkakaroon sila ng parang hilahan ano, kasi same force. Pero dito sa kabila, 100 Newton block yung weight, nakafocus yung pwersa doon, nakafocus lang yung force doon sa 100 Newton block. Parang wala siyang kaagaw, parang walang nagka-cancel. Okay, so ang mas mabilis lang dito is yung letter B, the one block system. In which direction with or will the 10 kilogram mass on the left side, yung nasa left side natin muna, itong left side na um, weights. Okay. So, imagine natin na yung weight sa left side ay 10 kilogram and then yung ating weight sa right side ay 9 kilogram. Ang tanong, in which direction will the 10 kilogram mass on the left side accelerate if the mass on the right side is 9 kilogram? Yung right side ay 9, yung sa left ay 10. Pasaan yung acceleration ng 10 kilogram mass na weight sa left? Pababa, pataas? Siyempre pababa kasi mahihilan niya yung 9 kilogram. Mas mabigat siya, diga? Okay, so downward yung acceleration ng weight sa left side. Nakuha? Excuse me. Okay. Problem number 3. Your physics teacher might always mention that all objects fall at the same time. Baka nabanggit sa inyo, no, that objects fall at the same time. But there is, ano dito, there is a condition for it to happen. Ano? For example, a feather and a bowling ball shown below falls at the same time. This is experimentally proven. Proven na yan. Totoo naman. However, if you drop these two objects outside of your classroom, the bowling ball will always fall first. Using the concept of the second law of motion, explain this phenomenon. Pag ang atin, excuse me ha, ano ba ako? Okay, so halimbawa, nagdala tayo ng bowling ball sa labas and a feather. Hinulog natin sa first floor. Talagang ma-observe natin na mas unang babagsak yung bowling ball compare sa feather, right? Kasi mas mabigat yung bowling ball compare sa feather. Okay, di ba? So, una siyang babagsak. Okay, pero sabi ng inyong physics teacher, okay, all objects fall at the same time. There is a special case for that. Okay, if we remove mga anak tatandaan, if we remove the air resistance, all objects will fall at the same time. Pero hanggat nandyan yung air resistance, hindi talaga sila babagsak at the same time. Okay? In a vacuum, wala pong air resistance. Pag hinulog mo yung dalawa, regardless of their weight, sabay ang babagsak. Halimbawa, yung kalabaw, okay, at cotton buds or cotton, okay, bulak, hinulog mo, sabay ang babagsak regardless of their weight. Kasi nga, walang air resistance. Bakit sir kaya sabay babagsak? Because the fall or the what pull or rather the pull of gravity here on earth is always 9.8 meter per second squared. So regardless of your weight, it's always 9.8 meter per second squared yung hila, kaya lahat ng object ay sabay babagsak. Pero kung may air resistance, hindi po sila sabay babagsak. Okay, so ano yung nakakapigil? The air resistance. Katulad yan sa law of inertia. Kapag inalis mo yung friction, okay, yung gulong or galaw ng isang object, tuloy-tuloy kasi walang friction. Pero pag nilagay mo yung friction, yung object will eventually stop from moving. Same case with the law of acceleration. Okay, yung bilis nila pababa, okay, sabay silang babagsak kasi ang ating gravity is 9.8 meter per second squared pag walang air resistance. Okay, so it will have the same acceleration pag walang air resistance. The feather has smaller weight. Okay, however, its mass is also small. On the contrary, the bowling ball has bigger weight but with bigger mass. Okay, in other words, the mass and the weight is directly proportional to each other. Their ratio is constant, that is, the acceleration of the two objects are the same, so they will fall at the same time pag walang air resistance. Okay? So, hopefully you learned something for today. Thank you so much for listening, grade 9.